My name is Hayden Rainbolt. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. My story started when I was young. As a child, you never really expect yourself to be a drug addict or anything, but by the age of 14, I was a full-blown drug addict, cocaine, methamphetamines, Xanax, touched it all. At 15 years old, I got jumped into pirate blood gangs, and I started running with the wrong crowd. At 16, I buried my brother, my best friend. And after that happened, I had just a lot of anger and resentment and built up my heart. And after 3 years of running wild, I got caught by law enforcement eventually, and I did time in prison. It was a revolving door. We'd get out and we'd fall right back on our face because that's all we had ever known. Even if we wanted change, we didn't know how to find the change. So I fell back on my face again, sure enough. And it was just a vicious cycle that went on for 16 years of my life, running with the wrong crowd, being homeless, stealing stuff from people just to make a buy. And it was just a horrible lifestyle. And somewhere along the way, I met their mother and my children. I have two beautiful children, but due to just me neglecting them, I was never physically abusive towards them, but I just neglected them with time and things of this matter. And their mother overdosed on drugs, and so they went to my mom when I felt like my children were gone, and she was gone, and I started getting involved in witchcraft. I did, spells of incantations, leather books and things, and I was hearing the voices that weren't of the Lord, and I was pretty close to just giving up entirely. It broke my heart. I knew I wanted change in my life. I wanted to be better. I just knew there had to be something different. By the grace of God, my cousin was like, hey, I don't think that's the answer for him. He needs real help. He needs to go somewhere that's going to change his life. So we found Loving Hands Ministries. I recognized for the first time in my life that it wasn't Oklahoma that was the problem in my life. It wasn't that chair's fault or anything else. It was Hayden. I had a heart issue, and I needed to be checked. And for the first time in my life, I was willing to accept that. I felt love, which I hadn't felt in a long time from people. It was like that agape love that the Lord speaks about. It was unconditional. How could these people love me? I'm a monster, Each day, the Lord just began to work on me. I was reading the Bible, just mesmerized by the things I was finding out. I came here with nothing, and I read in Scripture that it says He's Jehovah Jireh, and that meant provider. Well, He provided everything here for me. I didn't have anything. I didn't even have my own mind, right? The Scripture told me that He was Jehovah Rapha, which means our healer. I came in here physically destroyed, mentally just gone, and most importantly, I came in here very spiritually, emotionally destroyed. And He's restored each one of those. My spirit, stronger than ever. When I came to that realization, I was in the chapel one night and I just broke down and cried. More than I'd ever had in probably 15 years, Since, my kid's mom and my brother, and I just cried sincere prayer, like, Lord, please take this from me. Take this anger, take this resentment, take this confusion, just take it out of my heart, please. And He did just that. We can blame our past for everything, but while, yes, it has a part to play, that's also the old us. Paul says in Philippians 3:13 that, no, I have not made it yet, but I focus on this one thing, and that's forgetting about the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. So if you want change, go after it. You gotta want it. You gotta be hungry for it. I would say, did you try Jesus? Because Jesus works. Plain and simple. Jesus is never gonna fail. Your way was gonna fail. My way is gonna fail. Others around you's way is gonna fail. But Jesus' ways is not gonna fail. The Word will never let you down. Trust in it, trust in God, and in His timing, things will work out for you.